What's up, y'all? Just want to touch bases real quick. It's been a minute. Been some crazy shit happening over the last couple weeks. Well, Donald Trump's been certified. The Electoral College been certified. So this nutcase is going to be the president. I wonder if some of y'all got buyer's remorse. I guess he's going to be the illegitimate president, tweeter in chief. I mean, is that what you're going to do? You're going to tweet policy? You're going to get into Twitter beefs with presidents of other countries like Korea or the president of Mexico, who lit into Donald Trump yesterday. Matter of fact, been lightning to him for the last couple days. You know, and he made a great point, the president of Mexico, while our president-elect is worried about the Apprentice, Celebrity Apprentice ratings, which I refuse to watch. And everybody knows that I was a huge Apprentice fan. Just for the tips in business and project management and how to build teams and picking up little tips in there. Not so much for the boardroom, because the boardroom was always, to me, the boardroom was always passing on the highway that you know. But the boardroom was always about tit for tat, and it seemed like Donald Trump only, he wanted to see who can fight each other. And which is the same way that I think that he that doesn't make for a good person who is just always snapping at somebody. But that's the way he works. But anyway, the president of Mexico, he said, when will we learn? Did we not learn from years ago with GM and Ford and the cost cutting? You're gonna put this country in a recession again. He knows, he understands. But more importantly, this guy's worried about jobs, and I heard the other day, a guy, the mayor of South Bend said, who's also just threw his hat in for the DNC chair. And I heard of the guy, but I had never heard him speak. South Bend's about an hour or so away from me, hour 20 minutes, something like that. But he said something that was interesting the other night on MSNBC. He said, a lot of these people think that they lost their jobs because of NAFTA or, this global economy. No, you lost your jobs because of technology. That happens. People, you guys need to wake up. When I was a medic, heck, when I was in the Air Force, heck, when you were in school, they constantly changed the curriculums over and over and over again. When I was in the Air Force, we had to do, and being in the medical field, we had to, every year I would have to go for a couple weeks down to Florida to, get updated on new technologies. Matter of fact, when I came into I was immunization technician, and when I was in class, our class was like one of the first that really embraced giving the babies immunizations in the thighs instead of in the butt or whatnot. And there was a lot of people when I first got there didn't understand that, because they had previous children. Like, oh, why are you giving it in the thighs? Because that was deemed, by the medical journals, that the best in the research, the best places, because kids are constantly, kicking their legs and that's the biggest muscles and whatnot. And so it was the best place to work the immunization in, instead of, in their arms or their butt where they're not moving around a lot. So technology. As a medic, when I worked on the ambulance, we would have to get continuing education hours. And I'm sure whatever field you may be in, you have to do things to get continuing education because new technologies, new procedures, new way of doing things. Because if you think it's only one way to do things and it's going to be this way forever, then you a fool. I grew up in Gary, Indiana, a steel mill city. We lost this city betted on the steel mill, and it was great for the 30s and the 40s and the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. But come 80s, there's new technologies. In the 90s, there's two new technologies, so the steel mills gonna have to lay off because they don't need as many people to do certain jobs. Where you can get a machine which that produces more. Yeah, it's about profit. Do you think they wanted to lay off people? They didn't just want to lay you off just because. But you got to stay ahead of the curve in your jobs. You got to understand what's coming new. I got a buddy who is in technology, and he's like the way he got into his position. He works for Cisco, but he didn't start out that way. And the way he did it was when he moved up from just being a Microsoft system engineer to like network engineers and architects and all that, and now whatever. What he would do is he would look at technologies that were going end of life, because eventually those things are going to go end of service. But more importantly, he would look at, if he knew that this was going to go end of life, he started studying what was coming 2-3 years down the line. So when he would interview for companies and he already knew this technology, it was companies that wanted him solely because he already knew the technology. So they would bring him in, and so that was his value. You got to have value to your companies. The days are over where you could just walk in and be like, oh, I want a job. No, you better bring some value to a company. That's the one thing I've always prided myself on, was value. What value can I bring to this company? Because if I'm just working there and it's day in, day out, it's a daily grind, just the same thing, you know what? And I can't bring nothing new to advance something, then I feel like I'm dying. I feel trapped. But you got these people in these manufacturing plants that just want to sit there and put the square in the square hole and the circle in the circle hole and this, that, and the other. And they want to do that for 30, 40 years. Those days are over. I mean, heck, you might as well try to figure out how to put the square in the circle hole. That's where it's coming. How can we make this work a little bit better? Be of value. Black people, be of value. You got a business. When I created Black Folk Hotspots, I said, what's out there? How can I make this better? How can I fine tune? How can I bring all these different technologies together? How can I grow this? And now we got an audience of over 300,000 people that want to know about your business. And we got a system that a lot of people still don't understand how it works, but it works. Because I'm ahead of the curve, and I knew that. I knew that 8 years ago. I was blogging back in 2001 and 2002. I was selling on Amazon in 1999, and eBay in 2001. Not trying to throw out numbers, and I know it's not a real huge number, but I made $60,000 in profit on eBay in 2001. Most of y'all didn't even know what eBay was. Most of my friends say, you're the first one with a computer. Yeah, because I saw this computer and I saw money. I saw that I didn't have to go punch a clock for somebody else. I could sit at home and I could create an e-commerce business. That was 95 when a computer and my cell phone, and it's not even high end, it has a great camera though, but it's not even high end that that had. This cell phone has more computing power than my very first computer. It cost me $35,000 or $4,000. And I remember people going, and there's so many people out there, and people probably watching this video go like, yeah, he's the first one I knew with a computer at home. When I was dialing into, CompuServe and AOL, and whatnot, and a few other services. Those things are huge. We got to be thinking. We always got to be thinking. Don't worry about what people think about you. Don't worry about people like, oh man, you quit your job. Yeah, you know what? But you know what? There's going to come a time when business grows exponentially, not linear. Linear is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's all about exponential growth. Exponential growth, you may think a person's running smooth, but If you remember, you know, exponents, and when you were in high school or grade school, whatever, you know that you go, you know, 2 to the second power, 2 to the fourth power, 2 to the third power, 2 to the fourth power, 2 to the fifth power, 2 to the sixth power. That's how business grows. So instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you may beat me to 2 or 3, but I'm gonna beat you to 10 because I'm gonna go 2, 4, 8, 16. 2, 4, 8, 16. That's 4 years. So okay, you'll beat me to 4 years, but in 4 years you still at 4, while I'm at 16. Think about that. All right, y'all. It's about 10 minutes here. I just wanted to give y'all a little heads up on thinking about you know having forward thoughts. Quit thinking you know small. If you're gonna be thinking, you might as well think big. Period. Peace, y'all. And if you got a business, go create a profile at blackfolkhotspots.com. It's free. Go do it now. Tell your friends that are business owners too if you're watching this. Share this video. blackfolkhotspots.com. Peace, y'all.